How to always look classy and polished whatever the season and whatever your budget. Today's 10 easy style tips should help. A portion of today's video has very kindly been supported by Pandora, a brand I feel very lucky to be an ambassador for. So I shall be showing you what I chose this month a little bit later in this video. But first, let's start with style tip number 1, structured over slouchy. So let's start with the low-hanging fruit. Opting for a structured handbag over slouchy alternatives is a really easy way to make your outfits feel more classy and polished, whatever you happen to be wearing. And this doesn't even matter how much you've spent on said bag, the effect is always the same. So here's a gem I found on the most affordable end of the high street versus a more relaxed version that cost nearly £2,000. If it isn't within budget to opt for some of these big designers that some of them do have really nice quality, I would just focus on shape and structure instead. Structured handbags always feel so much more ladylike than their more relaxed counterparts. While slouchy bags can be practical, and I do actually use them from time to time, if you're wanting to elevate your outfit to notch or 10, opting for structure is a great and really easy place to start. Invest in staples. We often see Vogue columnists looking incredibly chic at the shows each season, and yet they're often wearing, say, a t-shirt, a blazer, and a classic pair of jeans. But the very simple style trick to these particular looks is the quality of those basics. And please know, when I say quality, I don't mean you need to go and spend £200 on a t-shirt. The high street or the independent brands can just as easily give you the quality you need to really elevate your looks. So this is a new long sleeve t-shirt that I bought in organic cotton for £35. And as you can see, the quality is really beautiful, and I didn't break the bank at all. So breaking it down, when we talk about staples, I mean a white or black t-shirt, or even a clean cut stripe, a great fitting pair of everyday jeans, a classic coat or a blazer, or both if that's within budget, a cashmere knit, timeless long or short skirt, whichever you happen to reach for the most, a pair of tailored trousers, and a nice cotton poplin shirt. That in itself is a mini 7-piece capsule wardrobe. 7 pieces that I would advise you save the larger portion of your budget for. 7 pieces that should mix and match with virtually every piece in your wardrobe. And 7 simple pieces that will form the core of all your classy and elegant outfit ideas. And if you get those 7 spends just right, not only will your outfit look far more expensive, but you'll also notice those don't know what to wear moments will start to diminish too. Now, on an everyday basis, you can mix and match your more affordable finds with, say, 1 or 2 of those really high quality staples. And it's those basics that will really steal the visual limelight. How and when to integrate trends. Now, it's worth a side note to the style tip before, but my advice for integrating fashion trends would be that's great, but do it subtly. For example, you're wearing your high quality staple t-shirt like this one that I just bought for £30. Side note, actually, I did size down in this, so I got that cleaner cut finish. But if you're wanting to make it feel a little bit more on trend, I would advise just adding 1 into the look, 2 at absolute most. So for example, this look could work with the pointed pump fashion trend like we saw at Prada and Carolina Herrera. Or I could add a bit of the ladylike fashion trend into the mix with my lovely handbag. You could also follow Chanel and Dior's lead and simply add a belt over the top of that blazer. Or you could channel Erdem and Chloe and finish with a volume wrap. You get the idea. Adding just 1 or 2 fashion trends into the mix can still make your outfit feel polished, but I would advise holding yourself back and adding too many different fashion trends all at once. Simplicity, subtlety, and considered on-trend elements are really the key to creating that refined, sophisticated look overall. Let your personality shine. Investing in high quality staples, opting for structured tailoring, and thinking about fabric composition are all really important ingredients when wanting to create a very refined outfit idea. And they will all absolutely help. But where are you in that equation? Where are you letting your real personality shine through? For me, that's that all-important icing on the cake to a great outfit. And I personally like to say it with jewelry. I have a bit of an unwritten rule where I will just simply wear what speaks to me on any given day, regardless of what I'm actually wearing. And by really following my heart and not feeling the need to adapt my jewelry to fit a certain outfit idea, it just adds that unexpected element and that sprinkle of true personality that for me really makes an outfit stand out. So for me, the Pandora Essence collection really speaks to my slightly bohemian, daydreamy kind of side. And I've actually got quite a selection of these pieces now as I love them so much. Recently adding another bracelet so that I can stack those as 3, and I tend to interchange the layering of those necklaces, again depending on how I'm feeling. And while yes, it does suit this altogether more relaxed look of this particular jersey dress, it also works with an unexpected twist when I'm wearing something a little bit more tailored like this for meetings. The outfit feels professional and very refined, but the jewellery is wholeheartedly my personality for that all-important finishing touch. Coincidentally, actually, my Pandora lab-grown diamonds would absolutely work with this outfit too, and that's something I often reach for. But I don't let my outfit dictate that. As I said, I just follow what I'm feeling on any given day. And for evening as well, a little splash of the right jewellery can go a really long way. Here I went for those timeless pearl drop earrings for something very refined and elegant at my neckline, and to contrast I went for that stack of bracelets to add a little bit of a modern twist. What I absolutely love about Pandora is that I can go onto their website and get just about everything I might need all in one place. And it's really refreshing that it's not geared at any one age group either. There's pieces for me, whether I'm feeling in the mood for simplicity or maybe a hint of bohemian spirit. Pieces for my mother-in-law who likes a little bit of sparkle, and indeed a present for my best friend who only wears gold. I love the quality of their pieces, their individuality, and their commitment to sustainability just gets better and better every year. So at the end of this video, please do click the link that I've added in the description box below and take a look at not only all of my favourite Pandora pieces that I've added into my collection recently, but all of those stunning new arrivals available to fit every possible occasion. There's something about cashmere. There is undoubtedly something about cashmere that always makes your outfits look more expensive, and in times of old I would say that's because it is. But having had a cashmere brand myself in the past and realising that I just couldn't possibly compete with the cashmere prices on the high street, these days you absolutely don't need to blow the budget on it. H&M, Arcare, River Island and M&S, to name but a few, have all leaned in heavily on our love for cashmere in autumn winter, and none of which are likely to completely blow the budget. Yes, those pieces might not be 100% pure grade A cashmere, but I actually don't really think that matters for the final look. Cashmere sums up a rare and very precious feeling, similar to that of gold and diamonds really, that just instantly makes us feel very refined and sophisticated when we wear them. So regardless of budget, having that soft and cozy yet luxurious texture combined within your outfit ideas will inevitably make them look more classy and polished as a result. I've added a few high street options that I personally recommend into the description box below for you to take a look at the end of this video. Avoid loud logos. Now, while I would never say no to a beautiful Celine belt or two, there is a running theme with my favourite logo designer pieces. They're all still very minimal and understated. In my humble opinion, loud logos create the total opposite of a very classy and elegant look. For me, it's just adding a designer label for the sake of adding a designer label really, and wanting quite visually to just loudly show that off to everyone else. It is hard to look classy when you're a walking, talking billboard for any designer or high street brand for that matter. So I would do your bank balance and your outfits a favour and pop them on your avoid list. This isn't to say that you can't shop designer if you so wish, and of course if it's within your own budget. I would just advise elegant, minimalistic logos over anything too garish. Just a quick reminder, do let me know your favourite outfit idea that I'm sharing today in the comment section below as we go along. Plus, if you have a like to spare or would like to subscribe, that is always very much appreciated too. Monochromatic. Thanks to the likes of Chanel, Simone Rocha and Victoria Beckham, monochrome dressing is one of the key fashion trends this autumn winter. And whether you decide to go with light pastel shades like we saw at Genny, or with the standout colour trend of head to toe khaki, there is something incredibly polished about going for a monotone look. Now, monochrome is often misdescribed actually. Black and white looks are not monochrome. Monochromatic outfits are when you style one continuous colour from head to toe, or perhaps use a collection of different shades within the same colour palette, like we saw here at Isabel Marant for instance. The joy of going with a monotone outfit idea is actually fourfold. 1, it will give the illusion of an elongated silhouette. 2, it will make your outfits feel cohesive. 3, it takes out the confusion of what goes well with what. And 4, it also happens to make outfits feel more elegant, classy, and altogether polished in the process. So what's the easiest way to start creating monochromatic looks today without having to buy anything new. I would suggest studying your wardrobe and just clubbing together all those pieces that are within a similar color palette. Whichever color reappears the most, make an outfit with that. I actually have my own wardrobe separated by color now, and it certainly helps for those don't know what to wear moments. I can just quickly pull a tonal outfit together and know it's going to feel chic and stylish without having to try very hard at all. How to always look classy and polished whatever the season? Take a good look at your shoes and repair or replace those that are scuffed or perhaps overly worn. They are quite literally the hardest working piece in your wardrobe, with you walking around on them all day long. So investing in a pair that will stand the test of time and stay looking good wear after wear will absolutely make a difference to your outfits. Now, this is somewhere that admittedly I think I fall a bit short. Ice skating days have ruined my feet, so it's become hard actually to justify a big spend when I know that my ugly feet are going to ruin a beautiful pair of shoes very, very quickly. So instead I tend to invest wisely rather than quite extravagantly. Now, there are certain shapes and cuts that look more classy and polished than others, so it's quite helpful to have a handful of those in mind for when you do decide to shop next. 1. The ladylike dress trend for autumn-winter, for example, is incredibly helpful for creating those refined looks. The style just does and says everything you need all in one piece. It is, in actual fact, autumn's 2024 version of the quiet luxury aesthetic, but just with an added nod of a Jackie O's enviable style from the 60s. And whether you decide to go with sleeves or sleeveless, a shift dress or perhaps a full skirt midi variation, I think there's a style and a shape to flatter pretty much every woman. 2. And thinking of the 60s style, a boat neckline or my personal favourite, halter neck tops can be incredibly elegant all by themselves. I rarely see a collarbone I don't like, as I think it's one of the most elegant areas of a woman's body. So don't be afraid to show yours off. 3. Sharp shoulders are not only on trend, but they also have a wonderful knack of making your outfits feel statement, but with a heavy dose of class, which I personally really like. I often opt for this look with either a blazer or my coat, but I'd also say the Roland Moray Galaxy dress has been on my wish list ever since it came out for this very reason. The shape of those shoulders just does it for me. Absolute elegance personified. Cut and fit is always incredibly important, and when you get it right, it will always look more classy and polished, whatever your budget or whatever the season. Fabrics. Fabric composition is something I talk an awful lot about on my channel, but with good reason. It can make a huge difference to your outfit ideas. And when thinking of looking more refined and elegant and effortless really, I can highly advise being mindful of the fabrics you choose to spend your hard-earned pennies on. Now, this list is sadly not just reserved for the more affordable end of the high street. I've seen designer luxury brands sneak in the odd nasty fabric here and there. So I would always read the wash care label very carefully wherever you happen to be buying it from. Fabrics to avoid if possible. Now, aside from the fact that polyester is really not sustainable, it also causes static. Not the most attractive look when you've got your dress clinging around your legs and sticking to you in all directions. It's also not very breathable either, so it makes you sweat terribly. So again, for obvious reasons, not a brilliant choice. While I do advocate recycled polyester from a sustainable point of view, if that's within your budget, I would personally prefer an organic cotton or perhaps lyocell alternative instead if available. Acrylic that we sometimes see in jumpers is equally not a favourite fabric composition of mine. It can shrink pretty easily, and equally then it stretches out in all different directions and just looks out of shape after a couple of washes. So in terms of looking classy and polished, it would be really hard to do this in acrylic after say one wash. Fabrics I do look for. Now, conventional cotton isn't hugely sustainable, so I do try my best to opt for either recycled or organic cotton when they're available. Suzanne jeans, for instance, are pretty much always made from organic cotton, and stores like Cars and Arket, for instance, seem to have this as their go-to fabric as well. Now, lyocell, which I mentioned before, is a great alternative to silk and satin because of its beautiful drape. Sometimes it's called tencel as well, and it's incredibly sustainable. And an even bigger bonus on top of that is it's really affordable too. H&M use lots of lyocell these days too, as do lots of the high street stores as well. So I'm sure you'll end up coming across it on the high street. Ecovero is another sustainable fabric. It's quite similar to lyocell and one that I've seen used a lot at places like Cos. And Econil is a brilliant alternative to nylon, specifically for things like swimwear or gym clothes when you need that super stretchy fabric. And then of course, going a bit higher end, silk always looks beautiful in your outfit ideas, as does pure wool actually too. And I think the contrast of those two textures is one of my favorite outfit combinations, particularly for autumn winter. Now this list is not exhaustive, obviously. There's new sustainable fabrics launching practically every week, but just making note of what's in your clothes before you buy them will absolutely pay off in the end. Don't forget to take a look at all that beautiful jewelry from Pandora. Always a go-to collection for me, I love it. And as always, I really hope you've enjoyed today's video and my top 10 easy style tips have given you a good head start to looking even more classy and polished whatever the season. Big hugs everyone, and I shall see you on Sunday.